Hi, I'm Chef David Bonham, culinary instructor and cookbook author, and I'm thrilled to be here to demonstrate some great recipes as part of the virtual 2020 U.S. Soy Global Exchange and Specialty Grains Conference. As a chef, I see just how influential soy is in our food supply chain. Most of us think of soy foods as tofu or edamame, but it's so much more than that. Soy's footprint in our food supply ranges from the feed we give our pork, poultry, and fish to the oils we cook with. Today I'm going to make lemon rosemary spatchcock chicken based on a recipe from my book, Hero Dinners, Complete One-Pan Meals That Save the Day. Okay, so I'm going to spatchcock my chicken, which means I'm going to take the backbone out of the chicken and I'm going to cut it down along the backbone on both sides, all the way through to the neck. You got to make a little crunch. We'll go along this side, all the way down. It just takes a little bit of effort, but once you hit the spot, your knife should go right through. And now I'm just going to cut the skin right here and remove that. Now that backbone is great. You save it and use it for stock. Now you see our chicken will sit flat like a book. It opens up like a book, and I just press a little bit to break the breastbone, and now we can cook it in a skillet. And what this does, it ensures that we'll get a nice crispy skin, and it'll cook about half the time that it would take to roast a whole chicken. Okay, now we're going to season the chicken with salt and pepper, but I'm only going to season the skin side for right now, because when we put it in the skillet, it'll be skin side down, and I can then season the cavity. Okay, now that we've spatchcocked our chicken, we're going to oil our pan. Now we've got high oleic soybean oil, which is a great oil for this because it's got a high smoke point, about 10 degrees higher than both canola and olive. And what's great, also great, is it's got a nice neutral flavor, so it's not going to take over the flavor of my dish. And I'm just now, as you can see, I'm brushing the sides of the pan with the oil because the chances are the skin is going to touch the sides and I don't want it to stick. So I'm going to heat this over medium-high heat. And once it's hot, I'm going to add my chicken and brown up that skin, which is going to take about, 7 or 8 minutes. Okay, now I'm going to add the chicken skin side down. Our oil's nice and hot. And I'm going to just let this go for about 7 or 8 minutes so it gets nice and brown. Okay, my chicken is nice and brown now. I'm going to remove it from the pan. I'm going to use it might stick just a little bit. You just want to give it a little scrape underneath if it's stuck, gently. And I'm going to use 2 spatulas to pick it up, and then I'm going to flip it over. And you can see how beautiful that color is. Now it's a little white over here, but that's because the skin slid up, but it'll still brown as I go. Okay, now we're going to build our flavor. So I'm adding a little lemon juice, a little chicken broth, low sodium, some fresh chopped rosemary, a little salt, and a little pepper. Now on the bottom of the pan where the chicken was, there's little brown bits. Like you see there's a little bit of chicken that's stuck here. That's called fond. And fond are these little flavor bombs that we want to get. So I'm just going to scrape those up with my spoon here. And now we're going to bring this to a boil and let it cook for about 1 to 2 minutes, just to reduce by about half. Here we go. Okay, so this is cooked for about a minute now. It's reduced by about half. And I'm just going to bring my chicken with my 2 spatulas and put it back in the skillet. And I'm going to transfer this to a 425 degree Fahrenheit, 218 degrees Celsius oven and let it roast for about 30-35 minutes. Okay, while our chicken roasts, let's take a moment to hear from Maria Mayorga, USSEC's poultry technical expert, who will talk about the nutrition of poultry fed by U.S. soy.
Thanks, David. That looks like it'll be delicious. As a nutritionist, we always discuss the importance of the utilization of highly digestible protein sources to meet poultry and swine requirements, and hence let them to express their full genetic potential for growth, feed efficiency, and carcass composition. In this regard, U.S. soy stands out since it contains a highly digestible amino acid profile in the most favorable abundance of lysine, threonine, methionine, cysteine, and valine. But why is that important? Well, those amino acids are essential for poultry and play fundamental roles in muscle deposition, feather synthesis, enzymes and hormones production, antioxidant defense, immune response, and gut health. Moreover, they maintain the barrier function, preventing the entry of pathogens. Additionally, US soy has a high content of phosphorus and calcium, which support the performance of fast-growing broiler lines as they play a key role in bone mineralization and development, thus avoiding skeletal problems and high mortalities. Finally, US soy has the highest content of sucrose, a highly digestible carbohydrate that has a positive impact on the metabolizable energy of soybean meal. In a nutshell, US soy has a complete nutritional bundle necessary for mother broiler to elicit a better performance, gut health, and welfare. Now let's talk about soybean utilization by swine. Based on the volume of feed produced and the average level of inclusion, about 63 million metric tons were incorporated into swine diets in 2019, which made it possible to deliver high-quality protein for human consumption. Actually, pork is the most consumed meat in the world. It's affordable, easy to make, flavorful, and enjoyable to people of all ages. Now, let's back check in with Chef David and see how the dish turned out.
Thanks, Maria, for that great information. Okay, our spatchcock chicken is out of the oven. It's got that beautiful golden crust from searing it in the pan and then baking it at a high temperature oven. It's nice and juicy. It was done in 35 minutes, so much faster than a regular chicken. And best of all, we've got this beautiful lemony rosemary jus that I'm going to spoon over and have a little extra on the side for each individual serving. So great. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to stick around. We're going to have a live chat. We're going to talk all things soy and cooking, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions. See you there.